In Canada, usually you can replace your personal number, your ID, your social insurance number. But in Canada, under certain circumstances, you only can replace your social insurance number. In these circumstances, your personal number and your ID that can't be changed in these circumstances is because you rely on the government to pay PWD to give you money. You don't have a job, and the government pays your rent to your home, everything. So change your ID means you're gonna lose rent coverage. You're gonna lose money in your bank. You won't survive. Then you change your personal number. You're gonna lose your surgery for gender surgery dates. You're gonna lose your HRT meds. You're gonna lose all type of coverages, and then you'd have to pay for everything. So therefore, if you change those two, you're on the street scared cold with nothing. So change those two in these circumstances in Canada, this is all digital, is not accurate. In the circumstance, you can change those things because you work and you can pay out of pocket and you're not reliant on the government to cover certain things. So therefore, if you're physically disabled and you rely on certain things, you can't change certain things. If you don't rely on certain things, you can work in the physical field and you're not xenophobic, half Japanese. You therefore have money, therefore you can survive and pay your rent and different things because the government's not covering different things. So therefore, you can change things. So therefore, people like me in these circumstances would have to return to our hometown, Japan, and they'd have to cover SRS surgeries for gender, and they would have to cover that, and they would have to cover teeth and HRT and new Wi-Fi, and cover a new place, and cover new furnishing, replace everything. Then they have new IDs within their government will cover things calmly, and the person surgically recovering. If the MIA is used to take a personal number, social insurance number, ID over these circumstances, the MIA is held responsible for this affecting quality of life very much. Because the media needs to take responsibility. They can't avoid this type of thing because this is a different circumstance than usual when you could usually change information. So for people like me, we can't change information. So therefore, we're stuck. And therefore, there's no police in Canada helping. So Canada let this happen, and then Mia is not letting it continue because Mia does not understand the disability circumstance because they're not working hand in hand with the person as they requested to say a female Chinese cop in person would have been good to understand the difficulties in person to understand things, talk with the individual calmly. Because when the person says I'm xenophobic, hiring men they're not North Asian, and they say I'm a feminist, and you're hiring people who are not women, not North Asian, you're gonna hurt the help. And this is when you know when Al Qaeda and Taliban has extorted someone before, and then you hire Middle East men as media directors. And there's a bigger mistake because you're not just hiring xenophobia to go through the roof and feminism to go through the roof. You're hiring a chance of a scammer Al Qaeda to come between the group and breach the person. And then when they're all Quran religions, there's gonna be no calmness. When you there's a gender circumstance in case to work with a person is better in person, not on the media, because on the media this could be used to gain a one up and a terrorism who's extorting the person could listen in and get a job within the group and start something. So this is what happens when you start hearing they're going to be on Babel and Mia and ByteDance interacting with the person in the cameras. Then the media director's there because there's going to be a breach because someone's going to want to breach that. So when this happens, this is why people like me say mean things to ByteDance because we're trying to expose the situation that ByteDance made a really fatal flaw, not listening about the media and how dangerous it is to do what they did in sensitive conversations.